Hi everyone, and welcome to BDSM Gen Y. I'm Alice, and Millen is not with me, as you can see, because he is working. So instead of waiting even longer to get the episode out and being very, very late, we're just going to be a day late, and I'm going to talk to you guys about coming out kinky. We did have a couple of good questions. One of them I feel probably warrants an episode to itself. The question was, how do you feel about online MS/MDS relationships? Do you think they can work? Do you think they're real? Do you think they're all just a bunch of hooey? And I think that's probably one that will take more than a couple of seconds to discuss. So that's in the works, definitely. But for now, coming out kinky to your family and friends. Should you? Shouldn't you? If you do, what to expect? Well, think of this like coming out about your sexuality. If you're anything other than purely heterosexual, you've probably encountered some of this already in coming out as gay or bi or trans or queer or whatever. But if you haven't, and even if you have, coming out kinky is different. It's definitely different. There are two general schools of thought on this. One is it's my sexuality, and my sexuality is private, and so my family, particularly, and probably my friends, shouldn't know about my sex life unless I feel like telling them. It's none of their business, and I don't feel bad about quote-unquote hiding my kink, because my kink is not something I wear on my sleeve, and therefore it's okay to be in the closet about it. And there are a lot of people who feel this way. I know members and leaders of many communities who are not out. They are vanilla when they step outside their dungeons, or when they step outside their homes, because they have to be. They're in really high-profile jobs, or they have families and friends who are conservative or religious, or wouldn't understand, or they might get punished in some way if they spoke up and spoke out. And frankly, if your choice is not to tell people and you feel comfortable with that, and you don't feel guilty about it or sad, you don't feel like people are missing out on a part of you, then great. Not coming out is an okay choice. It's perfectly fine, and it might be for you. And then there are those of us who feel like our kink isn't just about our sex lives, and our kink is a part of us, and, well, we're kind of denying people the experience of getting to know us, all of us, if we don't tell them we're kinky. Similarly to how a lot of people, when coming out about other aspects of their lives, feel like, well, if I lie to you about this, and if I never tell you, then you don't really know the real me. So, but this is a tricky issue. Because kink is often tied to sexuality, some people might feel like you're pushing what they interpret as your sex life upon them without their permission or consent. And that's obviously not cool. So you might not want to sit the family down together and, while you have them all on the couch, just spring this on them. A good starting point is generally to say to whoever you want to come out to, hey, there are some things about my life that I really want you to know. I feel like we're close. I feel like I can trust you. I think you're a big, mature person and you can handle this, and I want you to get to know me, and this is a part of me. Are you okay with me telling you some things that might make you uncomfortable, some stuff that you might not understand? Do you think you want to know? And give them a chance to respond yes or no, so that then you're not non-consensually pushing information upon them. And then if they say yes, go for it. Tell them as much or as little as you want. You can expect a whole host of reactions, and they might range from when Willen came out to his mother, who didn't quite understand, but in retrospect behaved really well about it, and is behaving so amazingly well about it that she has gone with him to events and is now interested herself. So that might happen, and that would be awesome and amazing. You might come out to them and they might not care, They might go, oh yeah, I suspected as much, or oh god, I didn't suspect that at all, but alright, um, that's fine, whatever. And you continue to hang out, and it doesn't really change things, which has been the case for both of us coming out to a lot of our friends. They don't really care. And then you might get some reactions like Lillian got from his grandparents, who, after he came out to them, sent him nasty, explicit emails detailing exactly how their morals and values didn't line up with what he was doing and how they were ashamed and repulsed by who he was and what he was, which is a real shame. But there are definitely people who will react that way. Kink is very misunderstood. BDSM is a subculture that, until very recently, until a few decades ago, was diagnosed as a mental illness just for being interested in it. In that way, our fight is very much aligned with people of alternate sexualities. We are, in many ways, an alternate sexuality. And so, yeah, this one isn't easy, I'm not going to lie. My coming out story is both good and bad, I guess. I didn't really get to do it. My coming out story to my family is that I attempted to make mention to my parents that there were things about me that were possibly strange, and would they like to know, and did they think they could handle it? And they said, yes, absolutely, positively, go forth. I gave them the absolute tamest information I could about my life. And they said, whoa, 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 TMI, TMI, don't want to know. So they retracted that permission. And after I no longer had permission to talk to them about it, obviously I couldn't come out of the closet all the way. And that's where we stand, and that's where we may stand for a long time, if not forever. But you have to let people make their own decisions about whether or not they're comfortable knowing about this. And be prepared. If you do come out to someone and they're not ready, or they tell you no, they don't want to know, and you tell them anyway, be prepared for a negative reaction. I mean, this is all common sense stuff, but kink is really misunderstood. I would recommend going in with a list of non-confrontational resources that they could check out, like websites, books, maybe, a local munch that isn't so scary and people aren't dressed up in leather and dog collars and what have you, although honestly the dog collars aren't that scary. Look at mine, but still, to some people. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Just be aware that the reactions will range from indifferent to excellent to horrible. Some relationships you have may end because of it. And if you do choose to come out publicly to everyone as a whole, then it will possibly, very possibly, have ramifications on who hires you professionally and your social life in general. So consider it. There are things to weigh before you come out. Coming out isn't for everyone, and that's okay too. It doesn't mean you're scared. It doesn't mean you're a terrible person. Some people don't have a desire to come out, and you should know that that's okay. But if you do, then that's obviously a great choice as well. And I hope that whatever you choose, that you are happy at the end of the day with your decision, and that you can sleep at night. Because really, in the end, that's all that matters. So, this has been BDSM Gen Y, and again, I'm Alice, and next week, I think we are going to tackle the online dominant submission question. So, until then, bye!